got an audience looking at you going, you may be in trouble, case in point. So, did you ever wondered about the guy who invented glue? It's like, darn it, I just broke this expensive plate. How am I going to put this back together? Hey, what if I melted my horse's feet? I'd make that stick together, I think, yeah. Even now, when you squeeze an almost empty bottle of Elmer's glue, it goes, hello, Wilbur. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of interesting. What about the guy who discovered you can get milk out of a cow? It's like, hey, look at that animal over there. Let's drink whatever's inside it. In with the 6 penises, just give them the egg, see what refreshing beverage comes out. Same thing with the guy who discovered you get eggs out of a chicken. It's like, ooh, look at that big bird. Tell you what, let's eat those white balls coming out of its ass. That seems like the intelligent thing to do at this point. I'm going to do another impression for you. This is a comedian from Shakespeare times named Richard the Turd. Dost thou ever notice it? When thou seest a damsel with her admiringly, my liege, at first I stuck my choice upon her, ere my heart just made too bold a herald of my tongue. Do I jest? Do I jest? Nay. Well, the impression of my line fixing contempt to scornful perspective did lend me, which warped the line of every other favor, scorned a fair color, or expressed it stolen. Doth this rude mechanical worketh? Extended or contracted all proportions to the most hideous object, thence it came that she whom all men praised. And why since I've lost have loved, was in mine eye the dust that did infect it, huh? Okay. But seriously, courtesans, we're gonna bring on 3 fetching strippers now. Tits Andronicus, Pericletoris, and Lady Midbutt. Give them a hand. They're really wonderful super women. Don't worry, they didn't understand a word of it back then either. So. That's why it took comedy so long to take off there. Enough with the archaic poetry. Get off the stage, you suck. How many people go into their closets and you see those old board games from childhood at the very top, like, Battleship or the Game of Life or any of those things? And you look at the picture on the cover and the players are all so excited, you're like, yeah, right. But it's interesting, when you start to play, when you make a winning move, you always go. And when your opponent makes a winning move, you always go. They're actually pretty accurate about that. The other 2 players are always like. The Norman Rockwell painting breaks out. Ever wonder about the guy who discovered caviar? It's like, hey, look at that black gunk on the bottom of the lake. Any of you rich people got a cracker? I got some here. What about the first circumcision? It's like, gee, doctor, I just feel so unsanitary. Is it my diet, my hygiene? I don't know, I just thought we'd chop a piece of your dick off. Kind of flying blind here. Afterwards, the dude's like fucking HMOs, How about the guy who discovered Velcro? I thought about that. Couldn't think of a joke about it, though. What about the term seeing eye dog? It's like, duh, Department of Redundancy Department, seeing eye? Is this supposed to separate them from all the less expensive blind eye dogs, constantly leading cheap, sightless bastards into traffic every day? Why don't deaf people have hearing ear dogs, It's just like by gently scratching your arm, they can convey the message, hey, this guy sounds like an asshole, let's get out of here, come on. You're really lazy, you can get a tasting tongue dog, a smelling nose dog, a feeling nerve dog, and for you psychic network people, the all-knowing omniscient dog. It's like, that dog would know a lot. You know what I'd actually noticed recently? All of the Star Trek captains in succession overacted less than the one before them. In other words, this is William Shatner. What do you want? I can offer you food, water, supplies, but what do you want? Give me a spot. Then there's Patrick Stewart. What do you want? I can offer you food, water, supplies, but what do you want? Come here, Data. Then there was Kate Mulgrew, who's, what do you want? I can offer you food, water, supplies, but what do you want? Come here, Tubak. I'll just kind of take it down a peg, and that's progress. But if you ask me, I'll always take Shatner, because every time I see him act, I think of him going, Mr. Tambourine Man! Since this is like a musical crowd, I'm going to try something. These are 2 musical impressions I have, the only one in my repertoire, and I think you'll see why. The first one is David Bowie singing ABBA. You can dance You can dance, having the time of your life. See that girl, watch that scene, digging the dancing queen. And the other one is about as bad. It's Chrissy Hind of the Pretenders. That's it. Guess she kind of does that quite well. Didn't say it was a joke. Well, I'm going to wrap it up. And actually, I think it's very nice that Mark McGuire came tonight after hitting his 60th home run. Isn't that great? Let's give him a hand. That's really good. My name is Michael Sandels. Thank you very much.
Michael Sandels, last of the Mohicans.
And I'm going to do Daniel Day-Lewis of The Last of the Mohicans.
I will return for you. No matter what may pass, I'll find you. Because as you can tell, I'm a Mohican Indian. And we Mohicans are good at finding things.
We Mohicans originated around Glasgow by way of Belfast and moved to Liverpool. Then we came to fucking America. Well, there used to be a million of us, but now there's only me, the last bleeding, sodding wanker Mohican. And oh, but Jesus, it pisses me off when all of you pale faces are always after me lucky germs. Smoke a peace pipe with me. My whole family came. Wonderful to see you. You turned nice for me. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. I'm sweating.
That's okay. I was drinking cappuccinos. That's a problem. I also went to the store to get some like deodorants and antiperspirants, and I'm sick of smelling like a flower, so instead I got some odorants and perspirants, and woo, let's bring it up. Those odorants and the perspirants. How many people when they were little kids thought that pi was calculated 3.141287? So did I. Kids say the darndest things, don't they? Well, you guys have been great for this little comedy initiation. You've heard of the Green Berets. Now you are the LA Cabarets. Thank you. I always end up my finest joke. My name's Michael Sandels. Thank you very much.